Okay, I think I'm live. I don't know. It says that I am, but I'm not sure where I am live. So let's see. Maybe I can find me. There I am. There's that. Is it in the go live in the event? I don't want to go live in the event. I want to go live on my timeline because that makes sense. Let's see. Maybe I can find me and then you'll find me. Okay, let's see. La 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 la. Maybe I'm here. Ah, here we are. This says today at 10:45 a.m., but it says I should be live. What's the deal, y'all? Okay, so let's see. Comment, going live in a few. Let's see. Going live, come along. Let's see if it pops me up to there. There we go. Turn the volume off, and I'm going to share me. Oh, that could be why. It says friends only, or certain friends. There we go. Public. We want to be public. So I'm just starting a little bit early so that it gives time for me to get everything set up. And for those of you who want to come and hang out, to come and hang out. So I'm going to share this in different places. So let's see. I'm going to share this. How am I going to share it? I'm going to share it in Spiritual Metaphysical Worldwide because I love that group. In the Goddess group, I love you guys. Shannon, you made the most amazing group there. And there was another one. Where do I share? Shoot, I can't remember. I guess on my page too. Okay. And then I want to edit this to be reflective of what we're talking about today. Where can I edit my post? I guess I have to go back over here. I know I'm talking at some really fun things here. So let's see. Edit the post. Yep. Yepers. So I guess we're gonna do this and do that. That way you have all of the links. There we go. And that makes it fun. This video is live now. Okay, so I think you guys have to click on the thing. So, oh, hey, Janet. Ooh, and there we go. Okay, had to put the volume down because I have Chrome running. I have Safari running. Lots of things running. So, good morning, everyone, as you come on in. I think I'm going to start posting these as 10:45 because I have a morning mastermind that I join, and usually we chitter chatter after it's over. It's supposed to be 15 minutes, but thankfully, because it is amazing, I should say amaze boobs instead of amaze balls, because we are in the feminine energy of the age of Aquarius. So, anyways, if you are, what is that? Let's see. Can't post comments to Facebook. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. StreamYard. Hey, Nikki, good morning. Good morning and welcome to all the peoples. I'm using a different deck, I guess, because it's a new year and I was kind of like, oh, and I have not acquainted myself with my Threads of Fate deck. My man is so awesome. He got me the tarot deck, the Lumen, I think it's Lumen deck, the Lumen versions of the Weaver Tarot and the Lumen Oracle or something from Threads of Fate. Oh my God, y'all, they're pink and sparkly and totally me, and I love them. And then I got a bunch of like feminine energy books for the Christmases. So you will probably be seeing them. Oh, and by the way, they kind of, do I have the samples of them? Yes. Here. So they sent a bunch of samples with them. And I think this is one of the cards. That's what it looks like. But they're really cool. I'll share the deck with you at some future live stream. But these are just the samples that were in the box. I have not opened all my cards yet. Jackie, I know, has the shadow decks, and I think that is this version. Aren't they cool? They're like totally neat looking, holographic. Here's like one more of the Lumen deck. So it's kind of more, isn't that pretty? I'm so psyched. So I haven't opened them yet. Oh, and here's another one. I think this is a sticker. I love when people send swag and shit when you buy stuff from them, by the way. So if anybody's like doing boxes and crap, if you send free swag, I will totally be happy. But anyways, here's some more. This is a sticker that comes with your decks. So isn't that cool? I love like the whole hologrammy stuff. So anyways, okay. So if you're here, say hello. If you're watching the replay, either on Instagrams or here on Facebook, please hashtag replay so I know that you're there. If you're watching on YouTube for this week's video or any week's video and you want to make sure that you see all of them, hit the subscribe and the bell so that you know whenever I'm all yammering about something so that you can come and hang out. Okay. So, and I apologize if I move around and you see a mess back here. I have not finished cleaning up or reorganizing my office over the holidays because I took 2 weeks off. One was a quasi week off and one was a definite week off. So I did not get all the things done that I was thinking I was going to get done. And so you might see like a new background back here at some point. Hopefully I'm going to move this thing over here. I'm going to move back there and it'll have my crystals and I have a whole idea and some dream catchers and all the things. Anyways, so that might be happening. If you are if you have the privilege of having a Clubhouse invite and you are in Clubhouse, I'm going to start having classes over there. I love Clubhouse. If you remember the days of Blab, hey, Jennifer, if you remember the Blab days, which was kind of like a streaming video platform with comments and stuff like this. So it was kind of like what we do here on Facebook, but like encapsulated into its own thing. But this is really cool because Clubhouse is like you have a room. It's kind of like having a place, going to your favorite conference and hopping from ballroom to ballroom or whatever, where they're holding really great conversations and you can kind of interact and stuff like that. So I'm having some really cool ideas that when I first saw it, that I was like, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to start doing that. Probably I'm going to do one tomorrow. So at 2:00 Central tomorrow, if you are a Clubhouse person, come find me. You can find me under my name, Michele Stans, or you can do at Soul Coach Studio because they wouldn't let me put Soul Coach Michele because apparently that's too many letters. So Soul Coach Studio is my handle or my, I'm so Gen X, my handle, my screen name, whatever. So come hop on over there if you're on there. If you are not on there and you are an iPhone user, you can download the Clubhouse app, sign up, like a pre-sign up. And the more I interact, the more it'll send me like little things. I don't have any more invites, so please don't ask. I only got one. So if you're not in there, it does, however, like for some reason, the more I interact, it'll send me a note that's like, hey, we see your contact blah, blah, blah has signed up. Do you want to wave them in? And so if you have an iPhone, because it's only for iPhone users right now, I know this is tons of information right at the beginning of the year, but I just want to share it with you before we get started. If you are an iPhone user, you can download it and sign up to grab a screen name. So you get your one. If you're like, Janet, you're a coach, and you might want to hop on there if you don't already aren't already. And I hate to call you and use you as an example, but you're here. So you might want to hop in there and just grab the screen name that describes your business or who you are and whatever and sign up for that. And then because you and I are friends, it might at some point, I cannot promise because I have no clue. I barely know how Facebook works. And this thing is brand new. So I have no clue how it works. Oh, you're in. Good. Great. Okay. So if you're signed up, like Janet says, she got hers. So what it'll do is the more I participate, or maybe another friend of hers participates, it might say, oh, we see you're connected to Janet, who's in line to get in. Do you want to use some of your credits to get her in? And it's not credits you buy. It's like personal, interaction credits, I guess. I don't freaking know. Anyways, it sends you a message and it's like, hey, do you know Janet? Do you want her to come in? And I'll be like, oh my God, she's totally here. And I will wave you in, kind of a thing. So just, if you are there, that's great. If not, that's cool too. It'll open to everyone from what I understand in February. So there's that. That's cool. So tomorrow at 2:00 Central, so check your time zone, I'm going to be in Clubhouse hosting What is Your Word for 2021. If you don't have one, that's cool. Maybe you'll figure it out as we're having our conversation. And how how will I implement that word so that I can utilize it as a platform so that I can continue my manifestation through 2021? Or and not manifestation of the one thing, but you're manifesting, period. Okay, like how do we use our word to do that? Since my whole jam is to be, your friendly neighborhood superwoo who is also your manifestology professor, we're going to start the year off right. So we're going to go do that in Clubhouse. And just give me a grain of salt if you hop over there and check it out, because I don't know what I'm doing. So hopefully I won't totally fuck it up. Okay. All right. So I will go over some other announcements at the end. Those are our big housekeeping announcements. So for 2021. So by the way, Happy New Year. Oh my God. Who else is excited that we are not in 2020 anymore? Talk about like that meme where they're like, God was like, hey, dude, can you go deal with the 2020s and just schedule everything on the calendar? And then by November, God's like, oh my God, what the hell did you do? And the guy's like, I'm so sorry. I thought you meant all of it in the 1 year, not through the decade. So we are going to, I will say this, everything that I'm seeing is that this year, it's not poof, everything's fine. This energy I'm getting is it's going to get incrementally better. I mean, we're still seeing, we're moving into the age of Aquarius, which started the 21st. We're finally kind of really ankle deep in it. And so you're seeing a lot more feminine energy happening. You're seeing a lot more of that thought versus stuff happening. And as we do that, that's why this year I'm going to focus really, really hard on supporting you guys and understanding how do I manage my IBSC, my itty bitty shitty committee. How do I manage that? Because you can't get rid of it. It's part of who you are, and the thing is that we want to learn how to work with it so that we can manage it and make sure we focus our energy where we want it to go, period. You got to learn that this year, because the deeper we get into the age of Aquarius, the quicker thoughts become things. You are going from 3D to 6D. And those of you who were having some health challenges with the ascension symptoms this year, you probably are going to see a lot more oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Now remember, it's not just when you want something that you're manifesting. It's not oh, I want a pay raise. Oh, I want a new job. Oh, I want a new car. Oh, I want that thing I saw on television and that, or for me, my new thing, I'm annoying the crap out of Darren with wanting a robot vacuum. And I'm going to get it. I already have, I'm manifesting it. It's I don't know what color it's going to be, but her name is going to be Rosie, in the Jetsons. I need to, it's not just when I want my new robot vacuum that I'm manifesting. If you are awake and you are breathing, you are manifesting. So that's why you have to, if no other time than this year, start getting on board with creating a practice for yourself. If you need help with that, that's what I'm here for. I created an entire practice a couple of years ago in prep for all of this stuff. So I will talk about that at the end too. So let's get to the business. Now, it's really funny because the card I pulled for this week, when I said, okay, what do we need to know? Where do you guys need to know and have the best advice to help you through this week? And the card I pulled in reverse is from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck right here. It's a Colette Baron Reid deck. I love this deck because it is that kind of steampunky Victorian circus thing. I love that. If you like what you're seeing in the deck, I put a link to it if you want to grab it for yourself. I love this deck. But what I did was I pulled, and it's so cute. It's like a reindeer with a duster. But it's in reverse, which is clean it up, which means when they're in reverse, now don't get wigged out. It doesn't mean it's bad. Okay. When it's in reverse like this, I'm not seeing it because I'm choosing to ignore it, because I don't know that I'm not seeing it, or I know it and I'm not being honest with myself. And I think in this particular case, a lot of times I'm not being honest with myself and I'm choosing to ignore it. Because what this card means isn't physically, we talked a lot about decluttering all the way up through this. And right now, when you declutter and you get everything out of the way, a lot of times what shows up is not fun. It's not pretty, because when you clear it all away, when you clean a wound, you get to see how deeply you've been cut. Okay. Or what you're dealing with. Let's put it that way, because I don't want to get too gory. But when you clean a wound after you've hurt yourself, you have to clean it out so you can see, what am I dealing with, so that I know what medicine I need to put on here, right? So we decluttered. We did all the things. A lot of you kind of came and hung out. If you're on my mailing list, it's still there for you. The decluttering meditation, if you want to do that. But I did a whole focus in December about decluttering, because I was like, you got to clean that shit up. It's got to get out. Physical, mental, spiritual, energetic, all of it has got to go. And y'all did such a good job that now you're looking at your wound going, what the hell is that? What am I doing? Oh my God, I don't want to deal with that, right? Because that's scary and it's not fun. The spiritual journey isn't just crystals and unicorns, yo. It is doing the work, not working on it, doing the work to heal whatever's there so that you can get on with the business of doing your thing. And a lot of times that brutal honesty can be really challenging. And it seems like I wanted to bring up what this means is, and here's the card right up so you can see it. See the little, I guess he's a reindeer kind of cleaning stuff up. But the meaning of this card is more about when we have a tendency, when we don't want to deal with our shit, we start dealing with other people's shit. So there's two things. There's that, and then there's not being aware that you're carrying around or cleaning up after other people who you are not helping by cleaning up after them. Okay. So the two things right there are going to take you off your path. When you try to get in, like I always joke and say, stop steering the canoe. When Darren and I first started on our own spiritual paths many years ago, we would talk about, everybody's in their canoe. Are you paddling together? Are you, is one person going off on their own adventure and you'll meet up later? Or is someone trying to grab the front of your canoe and steer it for you because you're not going where they think you should go? And it's one of those things where instead of it being the person who's trying to fight to get their canoe back, you're actually focusing on trying to steer their canoe for them, because you're like, I know what's best for you. And if you would just do this, I would feel better. That is not how any of this works, yo. Not how any of this works at all. Here's the deal. You feel better because you choose to, right? What is that Louise Hay quote? The thing about, I don't fix my problems. I fix my thinking, and my problems fix themselves. I'm going to say that again. I don't fix my problems. I fix my thinking, and the problems fix themselves. Okay? So that means, why do we do that? Because if we're trying to grab someone else's canoe, if we're pointing fingers externally and saying, my problem isn't me, it's you. If you would just pay me more money, if you would just stop squeezing the toothpaste tube from the middle, if you would just, I would be happy. That's being in a victim mentality, because you're giving up your joy, your happiness, your centeredness, your balance to someone else. You are a sovereign being. That means you are responsible. And the thing here is, you can't blame anybody else. You can if it makes you feel better, but it doesn't get you anywhere, right? You have to say to yourself, okay, do I want to be a victim or survivor or a thriver? Hint, you want to be a thriver, because victims blame other people for their stuff. Now, I'm not saying, I want to be really clear about this. I'm not belittling trauma induced by people who are victimized by others, okay? I really want to make that clear. But what I do want to say is, victim mentality extends beyond violence of the physical. It is, I can use this situation. This is the mental side, the energetics of this. I can use this situation as a reason to not have to move forward here. Now, that might be a coping mechanism for the moment so that you can get through whatever that trauma is. But if 5 years go by and you're still claiming that, that's why you're not moving forward. And I say that with utmost love, okay? I say that with utmost respect and utmost honoring of everyone's journey. Because the fact is, then you have survivor mode. And a lot of people like to move to survivor mode because it feels good, but it's still a conqueror. It's a fear-based thing, because you're like, I did this, I conquered this. But somewhere in the back of the mind, it's I conquered this, but it may happen again. So I have to continue to survive. Because when we talk about people being in survivor mode, that doesn't generally mean a good thing, right? Because you're like, oh, they're in survivor mode. It means they'll do anything to not have to deal with this. They'll do anything to stay where they are. And get that phrasing right there. They will do anything to stay where they are, not move forward, stay where they are. I'm king of the mountain. I conquered the mountain. I'm going to stay on top instead of coming down the other side and saying, oh, there's other mountains to climb that I can have fun doing. And that's thriving, is realizing I can come down off this mountain of survivorship, which is very heavy burdens, by the way. But that's the process. It's I'm a victim because, there's we're all human. Okay. Yeah. My house twice destroyed. And I could say, well, I can't do this or that because I have to stay in my house every time it rains because I'm worried it's going to flood and get destroyed. So I can't go out. I can't spend money in case I need it, in case something happens. Okay. But then I moved to survivor mode, which was my house is great. Everything's fine. I rebuilt it. Look at me surviving this flood. I am so rocking it. If I can do, you can do too. Yeah, that's all great. But every time it rained, I'd be like, shit, Darren, put on your Gordon's fisherman outfit and go check the river. That's survival mode. Thriving is now, it rains and I'm like, okay, it's raining. Yeah, I might check it for a second, but it's not going to stop me from buying a new couch. Because I could say, we're not going to buy any new furniture. We're not going to do any of this stuff. But that's survival mode so that nothing bad happens. Thrive mode is, it could be raining and I'm having a couch delivered because I'm going to live my life and move forward. Okay. And I'm using that because it's kind of an innocuous situation, as far, not for me, but for maybe you. But that's what I mean. Understanding that focusing on your own stuff and not trying to, when we're in thrive mode, we're focusing on our own stuff. When we're in victim or we are in survivor, we're focusing on other people's stuff. We're focusing on how they affected us. We're focusing on, in survivor mode, a lot of times because we don't want to focus on where we are or where we came from. We're like, I did this, so I'm going to help you do it. And I can see all the ways you're fucking it all up. So I'm going to just grab your canoe and drag you upstream or drag you somewhere you don't want to go. Now, here's the thing that happens when you try to drag people's canoe. They get pissed off because you're stealing. They're pissed off because you're stealing their autonomy and free will, which they did not give you. You are frustrated and pissed off because they're not doing what you want. When in fact, and the other you thing is you are not following your path. So you're slowing your own ass down. And if you can see it from those perspectives where if you just let them go, they could be your greatest teacher in you getting back on your journey. Okay. So this week, the cleanup is to become aware of where are you focusing on other people's crap to avoid focusing on your crap? Because yeah, it may not be super awesome, and it may not feel super good. Like when you rip a Band-Aid off, it hurts, especially if your arms are hairy. It hurts, man. It hurts. But when you finally get rid of this thing and you're like, ooh, and you look and you're like, oh, I'm healing. Oh, I'm so excited that I'm healing. That's great. Right? Because the fact is that that's the goal, is to keep healing, keep learning, keep expanding, especially now so that you can have a better lock on your energy as you move from material to thought. And thoughts become things, so that's why it's going to be faster. If you can focus on your own stuff and just start cleaning it up and healing it and nurturing it. And it's not about trying to get after it. It's, oh, I have an injury. I cleaned it up. Now I can look at it and say, okay, because once you look at what happened or what the wound is, you can see, what does it demand from you? What does it demand from you to heal? And you can answer that invitation to support your own healing. And that doesn't necessarily mean you do alone. You know, we have a circle of peeps here that, you know, join us every Monday morning. You have me, you probably have friends, you know, there's all the ways to do it. But I want to do a couple of things. First of all, keeping your eyes on your own paper is a huge theme this week. Okay, really become aware of when you're trying to fix other people, when you need to be working on you. Nobody is broken, and that includes you. We are just out of alignment. So when you start feeling that, oh my God, if they would just stop doing this, if I'm watching the news and some politician that I'm not super happy with, if they would just freaking stop it, well, maybe it's if I just turned off the news and focused my energy on something like my dog, that would make me happy. I mean, people think that that is just trite and silly, but it's not. The whole point is to get to a higher vibration. And if turning off the news and petting and playing with your dog gets you to that higher vibration, who gives a shit how trite or silly it might sound? Okay, the whole point is just to get there. So get to the point where you become aware of when your eyes are not on your own paper or what is actually just messing with you. And then say what, and if you don't have a lesson there other than turn off the TV and shift your focus, that's your lesson. It might be something else. It might be, why is that triggering me? And you can do some deep work. But if all you can do is shift the energy focus, then that's what you need to do. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to say, and this is really big, you don't need to be needed to be loved, okay? Because sometimes people think I need to be needed so that I feel loved. They equate need and love, and that's two different things, especially when you think, well, that person needs me and they have not asked for help, or they asked for help and you're helping them the way you think instead of the way they asked and said they needed help. That does not equate for love. That equates for problems. Okay, number one, because it disrupts your relationship with whoever you're quote unquote helping. And secondly, it misguides your inner compass. Your inner compass, you're at a soul level, you know you are innately loved. You are an extension of source energy, my darlings, okay? You are a manifestation of source energy. That's where your magic comes from. You are loved because you breathe. You are loved because you exist. That means when you stop breathing and you change your existence and you transcend the human body and you become energy again, you are still loved, okay? Still loved. You don't need to be needed to be loved. Got it? You just need to love yourself and work on you. What you need to do is focus here, in the heart center. That's it. So, no more dragging around other people. Keep your eyes on your own paper. Focus on you, even if it's hard. If it's hard, reach out to any of us, reach out to me, reach out to anybody. And you don't need to be needed to be loved. Okay, that's this week. So keep those focuses. I hope this was helpful. I do want to go over our housekeeping. And by the way, they're saying hi to people who came. Hey, Aline, how are you? Jen says, this whole week I've been saying, stay in my own lane. That right in itself says, Jen, thank you. You're in the awareness mode where you're like, you're knee deep in some article. And then you're like, nope. Eyes on my own paper. What do I need to do to make myself get back on point, to focus my energy so I manifest the stuff and the life I want, right? And it's not even just about stuff. Okay. Ooh, Julia, hey, you might have to watch the replay. I'm right at the tail end, but but I would love for you to watch it because it's the reason you're here is because you want to see this. So, anyway, so I do want to go over some housekeeping really, really quick, just so that, oopsie, I guess it's not there. Let me pull up. I thought I had put a new posting here so that you guys would have all of the thingies. Let's see. Okay. So number one, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central, join me on Clubhouse if you're in there. Again, if you're not and you have an iPhone, you want to sign up, go download the Clubhouse app. And then that way, if we're connected, it might allow me to wave you in. I can't promise. I don't know how it works. But if you are in Clubhouse already, join me tomorrow, Tuesday, January 5th at 2 p.m. Central for a talk on your 2021 word and how to use it to support your manifesting efforts throughout the year. Number two, if you do not have my book, 7 Steps to Manifesting Your Dreams, The Practical Guide to Law of Attraction. That is a practice right there. It's a book. It's on the Amazons, and you can order it, and they bring it to your house. And I have a link that I can put in there. If you like the deck, this deck, if you like how it looks, you're more than welcome to grab a copy. I have a link for you for that. And lastly, one of the things I've noticed all of last year, and just recently, I think I asked the question, like, what if you could just stop doing this, you would manifest your dreams, right? And the fact is that a lot of you guys, I mean, not everybody, but a good portion, and myself included, it's basically, if I could stop listening to my itty bitty shitty committee, or if I could figure out, because we don't want to, because your ego and your itty, that's part of who you are. You can't like cut it off and amputate it. It's part of who you are. But if you can learn how to interact with it in a healthy way, that in itself can amp up your manifesting. And I think it's ironic that the person that I love, that I use as my secret weapon, is not a manifest. Like, she does not do the new age thing. She does not do metaphysics, but she is an incredible expert on how to manage your itty bitty shitty committee. And she is my secret weapon, and her name is Coach Jennie. And I am attending her 2-day conference at the end of the month for the second time, because I love her. She has been one of my secret weapons since before I even left corporate, and I want to share her with you. So I'm going to do 2 things. One is she and I haven't talked about it yet. We talked about the actual doing. We haven't scheduled it. And she and I are going to do a live stream all about how to get your IBSC in check so you can manifest the stuff that you want. Because I think that is a big challenge, is when we start thinking about things that we want and why we want them. And then all of a sudden your IBSC shows up and it's like, wow, blah, 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 and tries to talk you out of it, which totally throws you off your high flying disc. And so, like, I can tell you the practice all day long, but if the IBSC is in the way, that's a problem. And so there's many components. People think there's there's like here's the steps to do this. And yeah, I have 7 steps, but that's a practice that you have to put in place to get there. A lot of times the IBSC comes off and knocks you out of alignment in one of those steps. Usually it's either the first step, which is meditation. It might be the asking step. It might be the receiving step. It might be the alignment step. So if you can get this other component plugged in there, it really, really helps. And so Jennie and I are going to do a live stream, I think here, maybe in Clubhouse. I don't know. We haven't talked about it. And when I do schedule that, I want you there, because I think it'll be helpful for you this year. The other thing is, when she does join me, we're going to invite you to this. It's at the end of the month, so don't worry. There's no rush. It's at the end of the month, and I'm going to be there. I already called her and was like, I'm in. Just charge me. You have my card. Whatever you do. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, Meredith, my nails. That was a big to-do. I got new nail polish, and it's glitter. See, can you see the glitters? I never do my nails. And thank you for noticing. Anyway, so she and I are going to do a thing. We're going to invite you to do it. And for what I think those of you who are coaches know, it's like everybody's like these 7 zillion figure conferences. No. This is, I think it's like less than $500 for the 2 days. And you get swag, you get real stuff, not PDF downloads. You get swag. I think I got stickers and some magnets and things and a coaster last year. Anyway, so it's all good stuff. So I would love to see you there. I think that's it. Let me just check my notes over here really quick. Yes. And again, join me on Clubhouse tomorrow at 2 Central. And I'll be doing a lot more over there because I kind of love it. It's incredibly interactive and it's super fun. If you guys remember Blab, it's like Blab except podcasty instead of live stream video. And people can jump in and out. You can watch, you can hang out, you can chat. I might do some card pulls over there. I might do some LOA, some manifesting Q&A, which I think would be super fun. That's kind of where I want to go anyways this year, is to be much more of like, if you've been to an Abraham workshop, that's where I would love to go. Anyway, so that's it for today. I've gone over because I've been talking about, we haven't seen each other in 2 weeks. So anyways, I hope this was helpful for you. Eyes on your own paper, manage your energy, do your things, stop trying to steer other people's canoes, all that business. And that's it. I guess that's it. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you soon. Oh, and if you are part of the virtual pub out of the UK, I will be in there on, let me look. I'll be doing card pulls in the virtual pub. Well, I think the 22nd. I think it's the 22nd, which is a Friday. I didn't write it down. I guess I have to look. I'm the one that suggested the date and everything. So I think it's the 22nd of January, 7 p.m. UK time. So if you're in the pub, come and hang out on that day. I'll have all this stuff posted in my events, and once I get around to doing those. But tomorrow in Clubhouse at 2, the 22nd of January, I will be in the pub group doing card pulls on Facebook if you're in the pub group. And that's it, I think, as far I will be listing other stuff. And I'll see you at Messy Bun right here. This isn't going anywhere. So we'll be doing Messy Bun next Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. And I will see you then, y'all. I love you so much. Happy New Year. Have a wonderful New Year. May all of your intentions be manifested this year. And I love you, love you, love you. Mwah! And if you need me, I'm always here. So feel free to PM me or post or whatever. I love y'all. Bye. See you soon.